So, Abdul, how much did you make last year?
We did close to $50 million at AlianceDS.com.
Crazy, crazy. So, what does your company do?
Basically, now people are calling this the growth operating model.
Explain growth operating to us.
Yeah, so we find someone who has an audience who's teaching people, giving value out in the market, but they
Mm,
don't know how to package their service properly and sell it at scale. So it could be someone
mm,
with like 1,000 followers on Instagram that is
mm,
teaching people functional skills like how to start an Airbnb business or an Amazon business, or how to do like woodworking from home or play the guitar. Functional
mm.
creators, we partner up with them, and we just become the business side, and they're the attention side.
So, from at least what I know, you've done it with like a fitness creator where you've took them in 8 months to $400,000 per month. With an SMA creator where you took them to $1.7 million per month in the highest month in June of 2022 within just 9 months. With an Amazon FBA creator within 4 months from zero to $993,000 per month, and in 8 months to $1.6 million per month. And then the Airbnb creator, some other crazy numbers as well. Is that true?
Isn't it crazy? Of course, yeah. Now that I hear these numbers too, it's like it's kind of crazy.
Wow. Okay. So just a quick turn back to back in the day. Basically, what I'm hearing is when you really, really started, it was with kind of in 2013, right? From what I've heard, it was like from 1 to 22, you were at your 9 to 5 banking job. And in late 2013, you had like the real estate crisis and you fell back to like a $15 per hour job. And so tell me what it was like in Calgary, a little bit to
Going
you in
all
your
the
life.
way back, huh? Going all the way back a decade. So,
True.
yeah, I had graduated with a finance degree from UBC, and I became an investment banker, right? And then there was the economic downturn in Canada during that time, and I got laid off. So when I got laid off, I went to Calgary looking for jobs, and it was like winter of 2023, bro. It was cold. It was like negative 35 degrees. So when I was looking for a job there, I was sleeping on my friend's couch. This happened for 5 months. I was sleeping on my friend's couch for 5 months.
Wow.
And I ended up getting a job during that time at a call center, making 15 bucks an hour. It was a humbling experience, bro. You know, making 100K to 15 bucks an hour. And then
Mm,
I remember I was busing back home, and
mm.
my just toes were freezing at the bus stop. And I
Wow.
thought I was going to lose my toe. And I only had like, I don't know, $100 in my bank account, I think. And I just
Mm.
went to the bay, and I was like, I'm not losing my toe over this shit.
So you're
And I
fucking
went
so yeah.
and bought like $75 boots. And then I
Mm,
only have $25 in my bank account. And I was just like,
yeah.
all right, man, I'm going to do whatever it takes to
Wow.
be not in this position. And then I was like, all right, I'm just going to start a business. And I saw, while I was in Calgary, I was on YouTube, and I watched this video with like two guys, and they're
Mm,
talking about, hey, we're going to do interim marketing like mastermind,
mm.
like on YouTube, right? Come here, be square. It's going to be epic. And they sold it for, I think, $500. I used my credit card for that because I didn't have enough cash.
Wow.
And then I just booked my flights to San Diego. That's where the
Mm.
event was happening.
So what was it first that took you out of that space? And roughly what I was hearing before was at that Garrett White event, you learned about this model called SMA, right? Or social media marketing agency, where you ran Google ads for lawyers. And that fucking sped off. Within 2017 to 2018, you scaled that agency to $2 million per year, right? So just give like a really super short summary on what that was and how that kind of story went on.
Yeah, I met some guys making 30, 40K a month through
Mm,
lead gen business. And
mm,
basically, I went back to Vancouver, and I just
mm,
started working on this business. I remember like my first client was a $500 a month carpet cleaner client, and he would
mm.
meet me in the mall cafeteria every 2 weeks, and he'd say, hey, what
Wow.
have you done? All right, okay, cool. All right, Abdul, I'm gonna write you a check for $250 for these 2 weeks. Very
Crazy,
like,
crazy.
roll up the sleeves type of guy, old school, but like I built my chops that way, you know. Then
Hmm.
I went and I got a client, like a dentist, and
Mm,
then dentist paid me anywhere from 1K to 5K a month. And then
mm,
afterwards, I found work with lawyers, and I
mm,
realized lawyers pay even more. And I got some
mm,
lawyers paying me 10 to 20K a month. So
mm.
within 2, 3 years, so by like probably 2017, 2018, I started
Wow.
doing 2 million a year with my agency.
Wow. And so a lot of those skill sets up to like 2017, 2018, that was then what allowed you to transfer like those SMA skill set, those sales speaking skill sets, and just overall like marketing skill sets into this model of growth operating. And I was looking at your story, and even before doing your first SMA offer by like coaching for SMA, you actually worked first with a fitness creator, right? And that was February 2019. We don't want to name drop that guy. And that offer you took from in 8 months, $400,000 per month. And so, give me context on what even made you realize this gap in the market of like, okay, I have these agency skill sets, or sorry, marketing skill sets. How did you realize that you could transfer that now to a creator?
Yeah, so I developed a skill set towards lead generation, towards media buying, buying
Mhm,
traffic, right?
mhm,
And I knew, well, I can drive traffic, and I know how to
mhm,
construct an offer. So then I yeah, worked with a fitness creator, and
mhm.
he had at that time maybe like 500K subs.
How did you even find to partner with this creator first?
Yeah, so it was through my brother, right? So
Mm.
my this guy went to school with my brother.
And did you build like rapport with him or outreach? Like, what was the first conversations like making friends with him?
I mean, this guy's a like a mini celebrity at that time. 500K subs on YouTube. It's not like a small deal either, right?
Right.
So his current marketing guy wasn't like doing it for him, and then I ended up
Mhm.
meeting him. He came over to my place, uh, and yeah, we just hung out for like a couple of months, and then he's like, "All right, this guy's legit. Let's just do it."
And so then when you partner with this guy, what was the deal that you made first? It was like 50-50, was it?
Yeah, so 50-50 on the growth with this guy. And
Mm,
so whatever he was doing already, he gets to keep that. And then on the
yeah,
growth, whatever growth I bring in is 50%.
got it. So what was he doing currently with his business at that point?
Yeah, he was doing around 20 to 30K a month, around that much. Yeah.
Gotcha. So
And
whatever was the excess of it, if he made like 40K, then you would basically take half of the 10K that you made. So 5K to you, 5K to him.
yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, sounds good, bro. So I like to see business in terms of like MSP, right? Marketing, sales, or product. Um, so kind of break down what you did at each level. I remember on the marketing side, at least, let's start with that, right? He had a blog post that was essentially getting him attention as well as the YouTube channel. So what did you implement with his blog posts that kind of turned this, that created this flywheel of attention, essentially? Mm,
This guy was a prolific content creator, right? So he's
mm,
uploading videos, and he would take his the transcript from his videos and then turn it
mm,
into a blog post. But it wasn't linked properly. It wasn't, optimized for SEO. So I came
mm,
in. I ended up optimizing and actually put his videos on his blog post as well. What happened was his blog post started getting a lot more authority because of the YouTube channel, because his blog post was like not much traffic. So
wow.
once you link the two and you
Yeah.
optimized it, and we started
Mm,
making the blog post better and everything too, uh,
mm,
his blog posts start getting a lot more authority, and he started getting more traction. And once he started
mm,
getting more traction on the blog post, he also
mm.
started getting tapping into a brand new audience for his YouTube channel. So in
Wow.
the next few months, he blew past 1 million subscribers. So we this SEO strategy really helped him out. The second thing that really helped him out was we implemented the audience cut cake strategy, where we realized he has all these different types of avatars. So he would have a guy who's skinny fat. He would have a guy who is fat. He would have a guy who is kind of like muscular but wants more muscularity. And then he had females as well. 20% of his audience were female. So we implemented a quiz funnel for him,
Mm,
and brought all his audience through a test. It's like, hey, do this test to discover your body type, and based on your
mm,
body type, here's the plan for you. And we would sell a
mm,
product based on what the avatar was. So now we
mm,
had like 6, 7 different avatars, and we would
mm.
funnel them all into different landing pages. And now we
Wow.
were very targeted with their pain points, with their emotional pain points, with their needs, what they wanted. And then it just like, that took him from, let's say, yeah, 25, 30 to around 80k, just by doing that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Within how many months was that? From so it's month one, 0 or 30K, month whatever, 80K. How much is that?
Yeah, it's a little blurry now, but I would say in the first 3 months we did something like this.
2 months. Wow, 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 wow. And
Probably.
before that, the fun basically it was like a $30 just like ebook or something that you just sent them to.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he would have just one course, and so
Mm,
we took that course, and it was like 80% still the same course because it was a great like foundational course. But then we
right.
added like 20% specific to that avatar, and then from there we also added a high ticket program as well. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Before the high ticket, because that's like the most interesting part about this. That's like the most fucking creative part. So just to get it straight so far, it's no ads, bro. Crazy. All organic SEO back in the day with your SEO skill set, super genius. And then the YouTube channel, which you double down with the Flywheel SEO skill set that you had, then funneling them down. Previously, it was like a shit ebook, horrible offer, not targeted for the massive amount of avatars that he had into a low ticket, right? And this is how you really monetize very broad creators, right? Because niche thing creators, you can sell them a high ticket immediately versus a very broad creator, you have to get those avatars down, right? And then from there, since you have a validated buyer at roughly $30, was it?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember anymore. I think
No,
37.
it's fine. Yeah, at roughly $30, you funnel them now into. I remember you telling me about like a $99 upsell to even extra validate that buyer. What was that upsell that you did for $99?
Yeah. Okay. So I guess that was like 4 or 5 years ago now, right? So what
Yeah,
was the upsell? uh,
oh for God. Yeah.
man, we've worked on so many different, offers now that it's a little blurry.
Kind of transitioning back into that upsell, that higher upsell, not that you validated them at $99. Um, you double down with a like $4,000 upsell, right? And this was freaking genius. What was that upsell and how did you think of that? How did you implement that? What was it?
Yeah. So it's when people bought the upsell, I knew that okay, let's have a $4,000 product, and there's going to
Mm,
be a portion because we were getting so much volume at the $100. Like there's going to be a portion that are going to buy a $4,000 offer from us if it's the right
wow.
offer. And
Right,
so
right.
what we just gave him more of the same again, right? Which
Mm,
was, hey, more personalized uh, help. So you bought this program, great, but uh, wouldn't it be great if you have a personalized nutritionist and a
mm,
personalized virtual trainer that is going
right.
to that's going to create a custom meal plan for you, custom workout
Mm,
plan based on your body
mm,
type, based on your needs, based on your schedule, and for
mm.
the next 120 days, they're going to hold you accountable, right?
Wow.
So you can get to your results with more certainty. And
Mm,
so, yeah, dude, we just crushed it with that, right?
wow.
That's what really took us to multiple six figures.
Wow. And the sales process for that is just, I would assume, a setter in the community of the $99 upsell and also a closer, basically.
Yeah, so we had an outbound SDR calling uh, these leads, asking, "Hey, how's your process going? Do you need
Yeah.
some extra hand holding?" Oh, um, it's been like a week since
Mm,
you bought this. We want to make sure you're succeeding.
mm,
What's how can we help? By the way,
mm,
we have this excellent program where we've launched this beta program. It's not
mm,
for everyone, but it's just more handholding. It's for people that have money but don't have enough time. So this
mm,
takes all of the guesswork away, and
mm,
we pair you up with some of the best trainers. Because of our big YouTube following, because of blah blah blah, we have access to
mm,
some of the best nutritionists, best trainers. So they're going to help
mm,
you every step of the way. And
mm,
here's all the transformations that we've done as
mm,
well. So yeah, it just crushed, and people appreciated the call.
the call.
People were
And
thanking
so,
us for having this program.
wow, 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 wow. That's the testament of a great product right there, right? And so that was so within month zero from to month roughly three, you said that was $80,000, and you add this extra $4,000 upsell, which is what took you guys at month three to month eight from 80,000 to $400,000 per month. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. So let's say, yeah, it happened really fast. So the high ticket program,
Yeah.
we first beta tested it, right, with a
Mm,
smaller group just to make sure everything is working smoothly.
mm,
Because when you have a creator, you want to make sure you're not overselling people and your reputation is not tarnished, so your
true.
reputation is protected. So we rolled it out high ticket, like beta tested first, and then afterwards they're like, okay, this is legit, people are really enjoying the process, they're thankful. Then we just like let it loose, and it just grew very quickly. And yeah, we got to um, yeah, around 400K a month. So that was nuts.
Crazy. And that was October 2019. And from October 2019, it was when you did the offer that really, really took it to the fucking sky and implanted this business model for you as the next moving fucking road for Alliance DS, which was the SMMA offer or flipping leads offer. That was $1.7 million per month in the highest month in June of 2020 in just 9 months, right? Crazy. A literal $14 million company. And so, with that being said, how did this offer come to fruition in the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about having an offer that resonates with the market, right? So during that time, I remember Ty Lopez was talking about SMMA, and there's all these guys, like a few handful of individuals that are teaching people how to do this business model, but they didn't have agencies of their own. I did,
Mm,
right? And I was like,
mm,
this is literally what I do. These guys actually don't do that, and they're
wow.
selling it. I'm doing
Mm,
it, and
mm,
like I'm actually doing a disservice to the market. So I'm all about meeting uh, uh, demand.
mm,
So people try to create demand. No, I'm about meeting demand. So
mm,
there's pre-existing demand in the market, and I just create the supply, right?
mm,
So obviously there was so much demand for that because Facebook was blowing up, and
mm,
people are getting on Instagram and whatnot too, and so and I'm already like doing this, right?
mm,
So um, I actually I'm always more impactful on the marketing side of things and the business side of things.
mm,
So I found uh, someone who was the who already had an agency, and I had an agency too, obviously too.
right.
So I found another creator, a mini
Mm,
creator, right? Wasn't a big following, but he had all the essential ingredients. He was great on camera. He was nice guy, good to
mm,
work with, very workable. And
mm,
so I basically was like, hey, how about I grow you? He had a course as well and
Mm,
like I obviously helped on it too. And
mhm,
so we just when we just yeah put our heads together,
mm,
we met the needs of the market. Let's just say
mm.
that.
Crazy, bro, crazy. So
Yeah.
before we get into the destroying the market, basically, how did you meet this guy? We'll call him James, right? How did you meet James, the creator?
We ended up meeting at a conference. So we were
Mm,
both part of a online Facebook group where like the agency group where I also learned from as well, right?
mm,
So we were the top students in that community. And
mm,
we were like I was helping him out in that community as well. And
mm,
he grew his agency just like and I just like I like to talk through things
mm.
when I have like an idea, like Tim, that too. Sometimes we go into
Yeah,
tangents
yeah.
talking about ideas and whatnot.
True,
So
true, true.
talking stuff out is part of my process. And I was like just talking to him about agency growth and
Mm.
really helped his business out too. I've got this like God given ability, you know,
Sure, sure,
thank God.
sure. Of course.
So, yeah, I just met him through the Facebook group.
Wow, nice. And after meeting him, and obviously seeing the demand in the market, right? I remember you telling me how people were running the offer on Facebook ads, right? About like guys start an agency, but it was definitely not on YouTube. And you saw Ty Lopez killing it with YouTube ads, right? And this perfectly transitions us into the MSP process of this business. With the M, you definitely killed it with YouTube ads with this offer, right? And so, um, is that like a rough summary of you kind of saw that gap in the market with YouTube ads, correct?
Yeah, so that was the landscape, right? There was all these folks that were getting um, blasted on on Facebook for
Mm,
a hey started SMMA, right?
mm,
But there were two opportunities there. So there was a whole set of audience that doesn't even know what like SMMA is, that doesn't even know what Google AdWords are, right? And but
mm.
they were talking to people in that with those wordings, right? So
Right.
I removed that, and not only
Mm,
that, everyone was going trying to target people on Facebook because it was easier thing to do. It was already proven, but
mm.
YouTube was untapped, and the only guy who was
Wow.
doing YouTube was Ty Lopez. So I came
Wow.
in right after Ty Lopez, and I like cracked the code on YouTube. Uh,
Holy.
I was probably like the second or third person that did YouTube ads in our market.
Wow.
So
Hmm.
then, yeah, we just crushed it on YouTube with
Mm,
that broad messaging. Instead of talking about SMMA, we just like talked about, hey, well, you know about billboards, but do you know about online billboards? Like,
mm,
unlike a billboard, you don't have to worry about, with online billboards, you don't have to worry about physical costs, you don't have to worry about rental costs, you don't have to worry about maintenance. You just set up
mm,
these online billboards on
mm,
Google and Facebook and
mm.
collect rent from it, right?
Wow.
And it just
Wow.
simplified the business opportunity and packaged it in like a way that a layman can understand it, right?
Mm,
And that
mm.
just like blew
Wow.
up, and we
Wow.
just cleaned house, and it was a brand with like had maybe like 500 followers, and
Wow.
with like a mini brand, we just did numbers that I think I talked to Ty Lopez as marketer the other day too, and he's like, I know about you guys. he's just like
Wow.
he
Yeah.
is just like you guys just took it from nothing to like
Crazy.
we're doing same numbers as Ty Lopez almost. I think it was
Right.
almost like he was at 2 million, we got to like 1.7, so pretty close.
Wow. Crazy. Wow, you almost caught up to the OG, bro. That's crazy. So, what was that initial blast? I remember it was October 2019 when you initially started it, and roughly around somewhere in January was when it like really popped off with the billboard ads angle on YouTube ads. And what did you do within what was that? October, November, December, January, first. So that was like four-ish months, right? Within 4 months, what did you scale to? Zero to what?
I think probably like over a million.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And after that, you flipped it over to like flipping leads angle, right? Because you kind of tammed out the YouTube ads angle of um, guys hit billboards, right? So give me like a quick summary on like the flipping leads one, because that's really
Yeah,
smart too.
think about that, right? So we had a super broad angle and we just had over 50 million views on that ad.
But I didn't even know that. What?
Yeah,
What the?
50 million
Wow.
views. So
Mhm.
you run out of people wanting to make money.
That's
think
true.
about
Bro
think
tammed
about
out the
that.
biz out. That's crazy. Yeah.
Think about that, right? We were targeting North America and Europe. And
Right.
so US has 300 million people in it.
Oh
And
my God.
so now
Wow.
you think about people that are between the ages of our audience was around 25 to like 45, right?
Mhm.
Dude, that's maybe you're left with 100 million people, right? And how
True.
many of them are on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
pretty much got it like tammed out.
Wow.
uh, so we got the entire market basically to see our
Mhm.
ad, which is
Wow.
as big of a market you could get.
Yeah.
So then we timed our biz up, and then after that we had to come up with new angles, and so we
Hmm.
ended up with coming up with several new angles. Uh,
Right.
but yeah, man,
And
it was a
one of the
ride.
killers was just to summarize it for you. One of the killers was this flipping leads ads, right? Because you're like, guys, have you flipped cars before? Have you flipped shoes? Wait, why don't you instead flip leads by doing like an agency model where you sell leads for $5,000 and then you get leads for 3,000 and you keep the $2,000 in return, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of
Mm,
flipping houses, flipping cars, just flip leads
mm,
because yeah, you don't have to chase a car, you don't have to like keep a track of, you know try to be like a real estate agent and whatnot. You could just flip leads to these
mm,
local business owners and they'll pay you
mm,
upfront, right? So when you flip a
mm,
car, you have to buy it usually, right? When you
mm,
flip shoes, you have to buy it first. With
mm,
this, you like business owner will actually give you the capital to
mm.
give him leads.
Wow.
So it was just like a lot more relatable, right? I used to always think, I actually used to test my concept sitting in an Uber whenever I take a Uber ride. I just talk to the
Wow.
Uber driver and I just say, hey, would you have you heard about online billboards? Or have you heard about
Yeah, yeah,
like, yo,
yeah.
you, you know about flipping cars, right?
Mm,
Would you have you heard about flipping leads? I said, oh, what's
wow.
leads? Well, it's kind of
Mhm.
like a car, but it's all digital. So yeah,
That's
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
genius. What was the sales process for that? The ad would funnel into, like, what was the funnel? So it would go from ad to book a call, basically? Or what was the webinar? What does it look like?
Yeah, so we went super broad, but we didn't do quiz because we already knew what the pain point was, right? We just
Mm,
had people that wanted to learn to make a side income. So we
mm,
just got them all into a VSL and then to a
mm,
call booking. And we had so many,
mm,
we had like so many salespeople, and we had setters, and we had like even like our team was capped out. We the yellow pages in our city, we took all their sales reps, and like Yellow Pages is a big company, so the
yeah.
management at Yellow Pages in Vancouver like knew about this Abdul character, and
Yeah.
that took all their people. We cleaned their sales center basically, and
Crazy, crazy.
so then we just yeah, we would sell them into a 5K or 10K offer. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, straight from a phone call.
Wow. why did you not do like a low ticket product funnel or a low ticket community? Because you're tamming so hard with the broad YouTube ad. Wouldn't you want to, like, you're losing out on a lot of
We
leads
did
there?
that
No.
later on too. We did that later
Mm,
on too. So
I see.
we started out with just that funnel, and that was like the bread and butter. And then
Mm,
we did the low ticket side as well. I
mm,
kind of did it a little reluctantly with the low ticket side, just
mm,
because it just brings a like not the best buyer, right? Someone, because here's the thing: when I'm selling a 5 or 10K product,
mm.
I'm selling less than 1% of people that gave me their email, right?
Yes. Yes.
Because the 99% like don't want to give you 5 to 10K off of that first phone call, you know,
Right. Right.
no matter how good your sales process is, right?
Mm,
But the 1% that does, it's a buyer that can afford 5 to 10K. You know, it's a much
mm,
better buyer. You know,
mm,
it's a buyer that has some disposable income, so
mm,
or has a risk tolerance. When someone is
mm,
buying a $10 product, a low ticket, right? $10 product,
mm.
yeah, you'll get so many buyers. And to be honest, like with our low ticket, we did do that too. We got like 100 200 buyers a day. So what is
Mm.
that? That's like 5,000 to 10,000 buyers, 3,000 to 6,000 buyers a month, right?
Holy shit.
Of our
Wow.
low
Yeah.
ticket.
Mm,
So, but the issue with low ticket at that scale is you get so many people that are just like buying a $10 product expecting to get rich overnight, you know?
right.
And that
Mm,
leads to just customer service issues, that leads to just headaches, you know?
mm,
So after a few months,
mm.
I ended up like closing it again. We had people
Um,
that were doing that wanted like that because they didn't get rich overnight off of a $10 product. Uh,
uh,
they would, instead of asking us for a refund, we had like 100% refund policy, right? Like
mhm,
if you're not happy, yeah, we'll give you back your $10.
mhm,
Instead of
mhm.
calling us for a refund, they would get on a call with a credit card company for 30
Uh,
minutes and do a chargeback, and that hurts our
oh,
merchant score and everything. You know, so
true.
you had like bunch like yeah, different crowd, man. Yeah.
Wow. Bunch of, bunch of idiots. I'm gonna say another word, but basically, then what was the product that you sold at $10,000? It's a course, community, and coaching, correct?
Yeah, so done it was basically do it yourself, right? Yes,
Mm,
there was a Facebook group for everyone, but
mhm,
with a 10K you got more hand holding. So we had,
mm,
because we had like all these members in our Facebook community, we had
mm,
all these students that were very good at like what the agency model as well. So what we did was we had them coach some of our
mm,
students too. So now, you know, we had an entire ecosystem of successful
mm,
students teaching the new
mm.
students.
I see, I see. So that's how you hired CSMs. Got you. And, or CSMs for the audience, that's customer success managers.
Managers. Yeah.
But even after that, what was freaking genius about this was at 2022, basically, our creator, we'll call him James, like I said, James, he kind of wanted to retire, right? And so you guys were like ideating, okay, how can we get this guy to retire while making him passively $1 million a year? And this is where this genius idea came of a SaaS. So tell us more about that.
Yeah. So we knew there were products in the market that help agency owners, like
Mm-hmm,
SaaS, because the agency owners, they all need the same stuff.
mm-hmm,
They need um, like a cold email campaign. They need funnels. They need web page builders.
mm-hmm,
So we invested close to $500,000 developing our own CRM, basically, for agency owners. And
mm-hmm,
so yeah, it took a little while, but when we did it, and so then we got all our agency students
Mm-hmm.
hop on our CRM, and like not all of them hopped on, obviously, because some people never ended up getting a client because they either didn't go through the program, they didn't put in the work, you know. But people that did land clients, they got on our SaaS. So it was all like, for us, the incentive was to make our students as successful as possible, right? Like we were
Right.
always focused on that, because if they're successful, then we can create a recurring income from our software. So
Right.
yeah, we basically grew that SaaS to about 80, 90K a month. So
Wow.
yeah,
Holy.
yeah.
And that was all
And
like internal sales, or did you run ads for that separately as well?
no, that was just internal. So from
Crazy.
internal, we grew it that much, and then
Mm.
we just make sure, like, yeah, our students are happy with the software, and it turned into a software income. And by this time, um, the subject matter expert
Mhm.
has been doing this for like 3-4 years now, 4 years, right? And for him, he's like, he's made enough money, he's bought a bunch of houses, bought boats, bought trucks, and
Mhm.
he got, basically, he's now a family man as well, wants to spend more time with his kids.
Mhm.
So we that became his sunset plan, right? To retire off into the sunset. So then we just closed closed it down, because there wasn't as much, like, attachment to the product anymore. And this is so
True.
important, right? Whenever we work with creators, we actually go in with the mindset that there's a 4 year life cycle, 3 to 4 year life cycle, product life cycle. And if
Yes.
the expert is not attached to the product, you're going
Mhm.
to be able to cash flow it for 3 to 4 years. And then after
Mhm.
that, they're just not going to be like, they're not going to be a good expert anymore, or they're not going to be like, they're not in it anymore, you know?
Mm. Mhm.
So that was the retirement plan, basically. And now uh, it's been great for the subject matter expert. They don't
Yeah.
have to do anything, and they're making a passive income.
Crazy, crazy. Passive 1 million a year. Crazy, crazy. So very smart on that. And just a quick add on there. Basically, like the mechanism runs its life cycle, right? People are like, oh, I've tried SMA. I'm not that interested anymore. On to the next business model, right? And so that sort of cycle passes essentially, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha, gotcha. Awesome, bro. And so now moving into like January 2020 to January 2021, this was when you really freaking took off with some crazy stuff. In 4 months, from zero to $993,000 per month, and in 8 months to $1.6 million per month. And that would be $233,000. And I did the fucking math here, $233,000 and $333 in profit per month, right? And that's roughly taking like a 50% cut, what ads would do, right? So all of this was done with a Amazon FBA creator, right? The mechanism was Amazon FBA. And so how did it go with this creator first, finding this individual, finding the subject matter expert?
Yeah, it wasn't any like crazy outbound strategy.
Mhm.
Uh, to be honest, it was
Mhm.
literally, I was part of a mastermind, and
Mhm.
um, I already had like all these success stories behind me, and
Mhm.
so I wanted this guy. Yeah, I was in the mastermind with this guy. I'm like, dude, let's work together. And he
Mhm.
was he was already launching a course with someone else, and
Mhm.
he was like, "You came too late, Abdul. You came too late." And then I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
man!" And he was
Mhm.
like working with someone else.
Mhm.
And after 2-3 months, he gave me a call. He's like, "Abdul, let's just do it, man. You seem to know what you're doing." And then he
Mhm.
left the other guy and just started from scratch with me, and we
Wow.
just like boom, blew him up.
I see, I see, I see. So you definitely saw the mechanism doing well, right? People being interested in Amazon FBA, that mechanism, seeing the supply, or sorry, the demand in the market and going in and filling that supply, right? What was the competitor offer that you saw in the market with another creator and another growth operator doing this together and running this offer? Who else was doing Amazon FBA that you saw like, okay, there's a gap in the market here. Let's go fill that.
To be honest, I don't recall really anyone I saw. I just
Mm-hmm.
knew that it would be a good offer because, look, with SMMA, right, people are aware of it, but like Amazon's even bigger, you know? And people are more aware of Amazon. They get a physical package from Amazon every, like, every other household is getting a physical package from Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's physical, it's not online. Like, yeah, people see on Google ads and whatnot, but like Amazon is physical. So it's like, it's more present. It's there in your everyday life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, man, like this guy's made millions of dollars on Amazon from selling on Amazon instead of buying on Amazon. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one of the hooks we used on the ads as well, right? Hey, every time
Wow.
you go on yeah, go on.
Okay, okay, hold on. Before going into the freaking, I know that ad. That ad's super funny. But before that one, you didn't see like any mechanism demand, or were you guys like, or did you guys just straight up originate the mechanism demand? Because, for instance, for me right now, right in the growth operating offer, like I see the mechanism demand. That's why we're entering in that market, right? But
Yeah,
for you,
yeah.
you didn't see that at all,
No,
or were
no,
you
no.
just the new?
No, there were people selling Amazon programs for sure, but no one really
Mhm,
like stood out like Ty Lopez, for example, on the other side on a bigger scale. You know, there was no one
mm,
on the big scale on the Amazon side that
mm.
I can think of right now. Uh,
Wow.
at least,
Maybe,
yeah, I don't recall it. Yeah.
yeah, maybe especially in the YouTube ads game, because that was where you smashed it here, right? For instance, on my end, right, like our competitor Eddie Cumberbatch, he's doing on Instagram Reels, right, and he's killing it there. But he is not that good at YouTube organic. That's why we're taking that angle, right? But for you, maybe people are running Facebook ads with Amazon FBA
Yes.
mechanism, but not with YouTube ads, right?
Yeah. There were people
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook, but
Mm-hmm.
they were like, yeah, I knew there was mechanism demand just because, yeah, there were people on Facebook doing like fine, and also just the intuition as well, right? It's like Amazon's physical; it comes, every single, yeah, every household's experiencing it one time or another, and so
Yeah,
to make them aware that, hey, instead of buying from Amazon, you can like sell on Amazon and actually make
yeah.
money. That would be,
Super tamming. That's so okay. I'm actually gonna steal that too, bro. Like that's some I like that really clicked for me right now. Like super tamming. Okay, so the new term right there, super tamming. So with like the super tamming that you did with now getting into like the MSP of this offer, right? The Amazon FBA side. Bro, you actually had such a genius ad with this one. Tell us about it. Go ahead with the YouTube ads.
yeah. This one I think was like just smashed it, because the ad started with like, stop. Do you know every time you go on Amazon, you make people like me more money?
Mm,
And it's just like, for the watcher, they're like,
mm,
I don't like this
mm.
guy, but I want to hear what he has to say.
For sure.
and, and so it just crushed. This ad
Mm,
also got like 50 million views. And so it just, yeah, clean. Yeah, it was nuts. We just crushed it. And
well,
then we had like other ads like mass market ads like this as well, and
mm,
just making it very relatable, very tangible for people to understand. And
mm,
so, yeah, that offer, uh, was great, and we used the exact same type of funnel too.
Wow. So same exact book a call, like legit. That's it. Book a call to $5,000, $10,000.
Yeah, exactly same. Because I was doing
What?
so many things too, right?
Yeah,
I was already doing the other offer. I'm also doing this one as well. I just didn't
that's
want
true.
to add more variables. I don't want to add more variables. I just wanted it to continue working. Yeah. Could have I
Interesting.
made more money had I? I mean, low ticket I don't like that much, but like mid ticket, I could have probably made more money if I sold a 1 or 2K program. To be honest,
Yeah.
I could have made more money. Um, but it just takes time to figure it out. VSL
Wow.
is the simplest thing to figure out.
Wow. That's true. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. And just to get back to that ad, that was just the hook, but the rest of the body, just for the audience to be aware of, it kind of goes like, every time you buy like from Amazon, like you're making me money. And then you basically explain the business model of like, and this is how you guys can do that too, right? And then you would explain Amazon FBA, which is basically where you get the other person or you sell on Amazon by bringing like money or shipping stuff from China and then shipping that to Amazon, right? And Amazon FBA stands for like fulfilled by Amazon, right? Um, and so really, really smart there. And I also remember like this aspect, there was like a flywheel going on as well, right? With YouTube ads and also YouTube organic flywheel back and forth, back and forth. So what did that kind of look like? And he was like not that big on YouTube, right? But that must have grown his YouTube as well.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So we had obviously we're running a lot of ads, right? We're getting like millions of views, and what we when we tracked it, we noticed about 10-20% of the audience is also going to his tiny YouTube channel too, right? He had like
Mm-hmm.
5,000 subs, something like that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and we realized, wow, like even if you have a small following, it can really help because it's another touch point that, hey, you know what? This guy's been like putting content on YouTube for the last 2-3 years. He's legit. He's not running around anywhere. He's here. He's been here. And
Mm-hmm.
they had these extra touch points. So Google did this study, and they realized they created the 7-11-4 rule. Do you know about this? they
Mm-hmm.
they, they looked at the customer buying journey, and
Mm-hmm.
they realized buyers like to do 7 hours of research across 11 touch points in 4 different places. So
Wow. Interesting.
yeah, and I don't know if you remember like these like dating books or just like dating knowledge, right? Uh,
Okay.
from the game and stuff like that. But they would say,
Sure.
hey, if you meet a girl, you should like
Mm.
just take her, like, hey, let's go talk over there. Hey, let's go talk over there. That's how I met my wife, right? Uh,
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
so when you take him in different places in a
Mm-hmm.
short period of time, it makes them feel like they know you
Mm-hmm.
for a much longer time, you know?
Wow.
And it's
Interesting.
the same thing with the customer too. So when you
Mm,
have content on YouTube, you have content through ads, you have email you're sending out, you have like these private training videos you're sending. Like, whoa, I've consumed, like, I know these guys a lot. But to be honest,
wow.
it's probably the 7-11 rule that you have implemented. 11 touch points, 7 hours of content. And so, yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Bro, I gotta, damn, bro. There's so much I gotta add, bro. Wow. Okay. Good point. Good point, man. So, in terms of like the sales process, then obviously VSL, book a call, simple, simple, simple. And in terms of the product, it's a lot of oh, I'm gonna cut that out. A lot of Jimmy, right? Jimmy, this guy named Jimmy, who's we'll call our creator, doing the fulfillment, right? In the program, doing a lot of the coaching, doing a lot of obviously shooting the course and things like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, distribution of work is there. The subject matter expert takes care of the product, right?
Mm,
And it's up to them to keep the product as updated as possible to the present times. And if the
Mm,
product is not ideal, the marketing can only be so good, right? You don't want the
mm,
marketing to just overshadow the product. If the marketing is like so hypey and the product's mediocre, then
mm,
you're gonna fall into issues, right? Sooner or
mm,
later, you're gonna have reputational issues. And
mm,
so with Jimmy, let's call him Jimmy, right? Where
mm,
with Jimmy,
mm,
um, the yeah, he would take care of the product, and there was a time where the landscape of Amazon changed a lot, right?
mm,
After
mm,
COVID, especially, and
mm,
when that happened, the um, just like the marketing just couldn't couldn't be as good because now people had with Amazon they had all these issues, logistical issues from China. You know, you couldn't get
mm.
your product shipped. You couldn't get like there were supply logistical issues in China,
Sure.
and
Right.
people were kind of aware of that. They were like, "Hey, I don't want to do a physical Amazon product with all this stuff happening in China right now." So
Mm,
the brand didn't do that well
mm,
after that time until he updated the product again to address those concerns. So, yeah, we
mm.
want to make sure the product is always excellent.
Wow. And so when you fix the course in that way, just to get this straight, you fix the course to address that, and you taught like methods around right the China issues. Then you were able to put that on the marketing, put that on the VSL, put that on the landing page, put that on the YouTube ads, morally, right, ethically, justly, so that you're not gonna get fucking hit by with legal issues later on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm,
Exactly. Yeah.
smart, really smart.
The
Okay, man.
the
So,
the marketing,
yes.
the product feeds the marketing, you know? And sometimes
Yeah.
Jimmy would
Mhm.
be like uh I cut that
Yeah,
part
yeah.
too.
No, it's fine.
So
Yeah.
and sometimes Jimmy would be like, "Yo, our sales are declining.
Mm,
Come on, step up the marketing." And I'm like, dude, you gotta fix the product before the
mm,
marketing could be fixed. You know?
mm, mm, 100%, 100%. And so within 11 months, that went in early, what would it be? January 2021. That shot right to, I think it was even early 2022 that you took that up to within 8 months, $1.6 million per month. And profit on it's like 50%, right? Just to get the profit very clear for the audience.
Uh, Margins were probably around like 40%, 35, 40%. Yeah.
Wow. So 40% still on 1.6 million. That is something. I'll pop it on the screen for you guys. And bro, that's crazy in 8 months. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Wow. And so you just smashed it absolutely with that offer. And moving on there, in early January, this was 2021 now, you did it with an Airbnb creator. Like, bro, it's just fucking back to back to back with an Airbnb creator, right? Crazy, crazy smart mechanism here. I even looked at his funnel. It's such a smart mechanism. So break down how you met this creator and what exactly did this creator teach?
Yeah. So I had a friend from university that was a banker, but then
Mm-hmm,
he was doing his Airbnb business on the side.
mm-hmm,
And with his Airbnb business, he was already doing, I think, close to $1 million a year. And so I was I was telling him let's launch an Airbnb program, and it
mm-hmm,
took forever because he was a perfectionist. It just took forever for him to actually do it, and we missed a
mm-hmm,
good year. Like we could have just crushed that year,
mm-hmm,
but then we ended up like launching after a year,
mm-hmm.
and uh, yeah, we just. Um, yeah, we just what do I say?
It's
Uh,
just crushed it. Yeah. It's the same way we crushed it. We crushed it.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I sound like a broken record, right? I should just press a button. We crushed it.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, we did about 500K a month after I think like 3 4 months, something like that.
Holy shit, bro. And that's like 200K just straight fucking hard profit. Oh my god. And just to be clear, this guy was at this point, it's almost like in these days people call it like growth operating, is doing it with a creator who already has attention. But at this point, you're so good at freaking YouTube ads, you're so good at Google, you're so good at overall like this marketing skill sets that you're just able to do it with these days what people call like IPGA, which is like such a stupid model, or at least like what the name of IPGA is, which is like going to a professional who has absolutely no attention and then doing everything for them. But at this point, you were so good that you were able to do that, right, with this creator. And at this point, he was not even a creator because how many followers did he have? 500 on Instagram, right? 500 on Instagram. And so, what were the traits that you saw in this person? We'll call him. I'm running out of names now, bro. It's like George. We'll call him George, right? What did you see in George of the attributes of the human that he was that you saw he would be a good creator for the offer?
Yeah, so he was a perfectionist, right? He wanted to make sure whatever he puts out there is going to be quality. So he
Mm-hmm.
really cared about his appearance as well. I remember this before he was a creator. He was just
Mm-hmm.
like he would take 30 minutes to put out an Instagram post and just
Wow.
wanted it to be perfect, you know.
Wow.
And so
Yeah.
I knew he he cared about his appearance out
Mm-hmm.
there, what he would put out there, and he was also
Mm-hmm.
very hardworking, right? He just
Mm-hmm.
like worked nonstop 24/7 towards like that was
Mm-hmm.
his hobby. Working was his hobby. He wasn't like going for golf. He wasn't doing snowboarding. He wasn't like you know traveling like I do all the time. Like right now, I am in mid the
Dude,
Himalayas, man. It's too bright. I would,
filthy
you know
schools.
what?
Filthy schools.
Towards the
Yeah.
end, maybe I'll like show you guys the view. But
Sure, sure,
um,
sure.
gorgeous. It's gorgeous. He was just
Yeah.
working all the time. So I
Wow.
knew he was a hard worker and
Mm-hmm.
he would be a very natural content creator.
Mm.
So yeah, that's exactly what happened. We now he's got like 200K subs or followers on Instagram.
Crazy, crazy. So, in terms of like going back to that MSP compartment, right? Marketing channels, obviously the Instagram Reels. I mean, even I kind of funnel hacked him. Like he's killing it with that, right? He's super smart. Like has that perfect formula down. On top of that, what other ads did you add with him? I think there was like Meta ads as well as YouTube ads with him, or any other channels that I'm not
Yeah,
aware of.
same playbook. We did Facebook as well as YouTube.
Facebook, YouTube, and what would the funnel be? Just legit like book a call, same exact thing.
Yeah, and we have two. We have a mid ticket as well. We have like a
Mm-hmm.
1K offer, and then we have a
Mm-hmm.
VSL. So we did two with this one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the VSL is the main bread and butter.
And even on top of that, in terms of like the actual product, it's the same, bro. It's like it's the fucking, it's just print and print, bro. It's the same shit, man. This is crazy, but it's just switching out the mechanism. So smart, bro. So same as that product, right? You have him go and fulfill for the course community, also on Facebook group as well, or how does it work?
Um, same playbook. We're
Crazy.
not trying to recreate anything that's already working. So
Mm-hmm.
we just get people into a Facebook group, take care of the people in the Facebook group, and
Mm-hmm.
we are email marketing obviously, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like the socials help, because again we're finding about 20% of people are looking at the YouTube channel or Instagram and looking at other following, and then they're just getting more confidence through these other touch points, 7-11-4 rule.
So kind of shooting back to what the actual business model is that you're selling. From what I understood, it's like Airbnb arbitrage, right? So kind of like the agency model, but doing it with Airbnb, right? Slapping that Airbnb name, that trend on it, right? Basically, what I've thought of or heard from it is uh, frick, George is teaching these people how to go and essentially be a kind of like operator for the people that own different Airbnbs, right? So these people own different Airbnb houses, and the Airbnb arbitrator, right? They would go in and they'll be like, "Hey, Airbnb owner, can I help you out with your house and market it on Airbnb?" And this person who probably has their house on Zillow or some other place, or is not even doing it, is like technologically super stupid. They're like, "Yes, Airbnb, new, sounds interesting." As they partner, and this Airbnb arbitrator takes a cut from the Airbnb revenue, and this person gets to rent their house out. It's a great, nice transaction. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and there's that model where you don't even, you just figure out a 50-50 deal with
Mm-hmm.
a landlord
Mm-hmm.
and do an Airbnb for them, and they're
Mm-hmm.
not an Airbnb yet, or sometimes they're on Airbnb but they're not optimizing it. Right, that's one. Number two is you take on more risk, but you can make more money. And the way you take on more risk, you see, all right, I'm just going to take a long term lease on this property for 2K a month, but I already know I'll make 10K a month on this Airbnb. Oh, and also we did I think what was worked better for this is we actually took the time to create a software uh, for
Yes, that's
yeah. So that is what really created the unique mechanism, because now, by then, like Airbnb by itself, people had seen it quite a bit,
right.
like it's not new anymore. So we had to create
Mm-hmm.
something new, which was the software. So because we have like developers and whatnot too, we created a software, and then we
Mm-hmm.
put the software on the ads on the VSL, and because of the software, our like sales were higher. So it made it more unique and specific.
Right.
Okay.
And what was that software?
Yeah, so the software was where you could put in an address,
Mm-hmm.
and the software will tell you how much that
Mm-hmm.
would make on Airbnb
Mm.
if
Are
that
you
property
comfortable?
wasn't there.
Yes. Are you comfortable revealing what the software was or no? It's totally fine if you're not.
Uh, probably not. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
because
Gotcha.
I have like NDAs and whatnot too, right?
Sure, sure,
So
sure.
the yeah, so the yeah, so you, as long as you put in the address, it'll give you an estimate that, hey, if this was the median, and it can give several estimates, that if you
Mm-hmm.
were top 10% Airbnb host, you'd make
Mm-hmm.
this much. If you're in the middle, if you're a median Airbnb host, you'll make this much. So now people get a range that, hey, you know what, like if this property was on Airbnb, I can make this much.
I see. Wow, 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 wow. Gotcha. Really smart software. And what part of the funnel is that? Is that a upsell? So basically, like the funnel goes ads, reels, and so Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, reels down into a book a call, VSL book a call into a $5,000 to $10,000, or there's a mid ticket and a high ticket. Obviously, setters, closers, same exact funnel, and then from there you go into. And is the software an upsell, or is a software like a subscription? Where is the software in the part of that funnel?
So software is only for the buyers, and yeah, so that's why they would buy into like the $5,000 or $10,000 program. Is, as a buyer, you would get access to the software, and the software is, I mean, like software might be available without it too, but it's much more expensive. Whereas as a buyer, you get credits into the software. So now people want, yeah, like, yeah, that's how the software works.
Wow, so unique mechanism. That's how you separate yourself from the market from the other people selling Airbnb arbitrage or Airbnb co-leasing by wow creating the software to be like we're the only person in the market who does Airbnb, teaches you Airbnb, and gives you a software with it. Right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Crazy. And within how many months? What was the dollar amount that that shit reached to?
Uh, so we got to 500K, and then like we kind of plummeted down, right? And the challenge with that offer was just the team, the like uh, just getting the team to work together, and
Hmm.
that's the issue sometimes with like people that are very good on camera. You know, they're good on camera, but like they're not the best working in a team.
Hmm.
So yeah, we went through those issues, man, and those were like the biggest headaches for me, you know, because I'm an artist almost, you know. I like to like create the canvas of growth, you know. I'm a
Hmm.
gardener, man. I just want to like plant these seeds and I want to watch stuff grow. And when you
Hmm.
have people that just like are just destroying the garden, and like, you know, it's just like,
Yeah.
oh man, these people issues make things more difficult. So
Hmm.
that was part of it. Like we went down because of people issues, and then and
Hmm.
also the market. Okay, to be fair, the market shifted as well a
Hmm.
bit, and then we came back, and I think we got to like 600-700K again. Yeah.
600K in how many months was that?
Um, I think to this day we're doing around that much.
Oh
Like,
wow, so the offer is still running.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow, and
All of these
to me,
offers are still running, except for the first one we talked about, where we sunsetted the SME.
wow. And how much is the Amazon FBA offer still doing right now? Just fucking print the ads, let it run, do a little bit of
Yeah,
YouTube
it's
channel,
still
like
yes,
crazy, man.
yeah, it's in seven figures
Oh my
a
god,
month.
seven figures a month, a month. Wow, so roughly like a million, crazy million a month. Okay, wow. So, and finally, getting to your most recent offer, I think it was 2022 that you started this one. Like, do you remember roughly what month it was with the Kindle one?
Yeah, yeah. I guess it's been 2.5 years. Yeah,
2.5 years
uh,
with the Kindle one.
yeah.
Oh,
This one actually launched before the Airbnb one. Yeah,
oh, okay, okay. So then the Airbnb one was a little bit later, like 2022 beginning, probably then. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
so as we're so basically Kindle One was before. All right, so give me an explanation of what is this Kindle One? Like, what is the mechanism that we're selling to the audience? And guys, if you're listening to this, I know you think creator first. No, it's mechanism first that you start with, right? And then tell me also how you met. We'll call her Shirley, right? How you met Shirley, the creator. So start with what is the mechanism?
The mechanism was, now this is after COVID, where everyone once worried about uh, logistical issues with Amazon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Kindle, yeah, people are kind of familiar with it, but like not to that extent. So
Mm-hmm.
we were like, okay, let's just call it Amazon Digital, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
Kindle's owned by Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And even on Kindle
Right.
website, you go there, it says like Amazon, right? KDP by Amazon. It's like Amazon's right there
Right.
too. So
Right.
because the TAM for Amazon is much bigger than the TAM for Kindle, so we
One
just
hundred
called it
percent.
Amazon 2.0 or Amazon Digital. And
Mm,
so where you don't have to worry about a physical product. So
yeah,
hey, if you want to buy a physical product, I've got an offer. If you don't, I've got an offer. You know,
bro owns
so
both.
and this one crushed the most. You know, we hit 2 million a month with this one. Um, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. This one
Within
crushed
how
the
many
most.
months?
So this one, what happened? I met the subject matter expert at a uh, at like a friend's uh, like just lunch party, right? And she was like, yeah, we're doing like 20K a month or 30K a month, and we're like struggling with this. And I was like, hey, let's work together here. I think you guys can do a lot more, you know.
Hmm.
And so um, there was a third partner, or like she had a partner, a second partner, and he's a like amazing guy to work with, beast, hardworking dude. And I was
Hmm.
just like, hey, listen, like I've done this multiple times, let's work together on this.
Hmm.
So It took a year. This one, because here's the thing, it wasn't a VSL, it was a webinar. Okay. And a webinar takes longer to crack. It's more complex because you're not you're not reliant on salespeople. You're reliant on an automatic machine to print money for you. You know,
Wow, that's true.
and and it's a 2 hour long webinar that you have to nail, right? So
Wow.
there's all these like different parts in the webinar, and you just have to like do a perfect job on the webinar to make the numbers work really well, you know?
Mhm,
So, but once we start getting the right numbers, like boom, we start like it took a year.
mhm,
But even during that year, we were like slowly scaling. You know, we got from like 20K a month to 100K a month, 100K a month to 200K a month. And then
mhm,
we were stuck at 200K a month for like a while. And then we cracked the code. Then we got to like
mhm,
1 million a month. Then
mhm.
we like added high ticket on the back end. And then we hit 2 mil.
Oh my god, bro. So this has got to be the craziest offer. Let me break it down a bit more. So funnel by funnel, um, met the creator, uh, friend, a lot of just referrals and friends, honestly. But what matters more here is the amount of skill sets that you had to market, right? And so going in with initial top of funnel, right? It will be YouTube ads, Facebook ads, and any organic channels at all, or no?
Any organic channels?
Mm-hmm.
Um, for this one, I mean, she's got like 500 to 100,000 followers. Yeah. So not much at all. Not much at all.
Mental,
Yeah.
mental,
Because
and
here's the difference is with the webinar, it's more.
ooh, bless you. Yeah.
Thanks. So the difference is with the webinar, the sale happens right there on the webinar. 90% of our purchasers buy on the webinar. They're not doing
Right.
any research. They're just buying right there and then. So
Um,
it was less important to do that.
mhm. That's so interesting. Okay. Um, wow, interesting. So all the ads then, the core angle is, all right, guys, you guys know about Amazon, but have you tried selling with digital Amazon? And then you wouldn't mention even anything about Kindle. And I saw her funnel. It was like, or I saw her ad. She's like, all right, guys, and I'm gonna do a free class, right? And explain this entire model, guys, and join up down here, right? And so webinar funnel into webinar. And the 2 hour webinar, is that a pre-recorded or consistent live every single week situation?
No, so it's a just-in-time webinar, so it happens
Wow.
right there and then. And
Mhm,
I think people know it's recorded. You know,
mhm,
I'm not sure, but
mhm,
yeah. And to be honest, I'm not as involved anymore, right? In like because now there's like I've just focused on building up our agency, right? So
mhm,
I've got like the growth operating partner agency where
mhm,
we're just like yeah working with brands and whatnot.
mhm. Wow, wow. Right. So you run that webinar. Um, that's crazy. And from there, in terms of like the actual product, you're basically teaching people how to sell books on Kindle, right? And maybe at this point, like she's even added like an AI element to it where it's like generate books with Kindle. Has she
Yeah,
added
so
that in?
even with this one, we created a AI like software for it too now recently.
What?
Where yeah,
What?
so we show
You didn't even
people
talk
how to
about this part.
yeah, so we show people how to uh, and it's a great business model. This one too, by the way,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
there's all these fictional book readers and like everyone loves fiction, right? And
Mhm.
especially like women, and that's like the market that is primarily our audience.
Right.
So
For sure.
uh, yeah, so what if right you have a concept for the book and you put it into AI the concept, and AI
Mhm.
can make the concept even better first, And
Mm,
then from there, AI can give like not write the entire book for you, but like
mhm,
write a very detailed storyline for you. Okay.
mm,
Now that's what we're doing with our software. It gives a very detailed storyline, and then
mm,
you can give that very detailed storyline to a Upwork writer, pay them like
mm,
$400, $300, and
mm,
they'll write a 40, 50 page fiction, uh,
mm,
and then you can sell that on Kindle for like $30, $20,
mm.
and yeah, they have students making like 5K a month on the side, and 10K a month, and you can just put out $10 and you can start making money like very
Wow,
passively. So it's a very
wow,
interesting model.
wow, mental, bro, mental. Interesting product, man. And obviously, same exact thing. Like, uh, it's like freaking broken record. Facebook group. Shirley does coaching in the community, and then obviously the community as well. I'm curious, are there any upsells on this part? I think you talked about the software. I would assume the software is part of like the high ticket program. You guys, no, no,
No,
it's not.
no.
Okay.
So the webinar, we sell people into $2,000 program, and yeah, it comes with the Facebook group as well. 2,000 off of a webinar, no salespeople, right?
Ah,
But then people that bought the $2,000 product, we upsell them into a $10,000 uh, more hand holding like accelerator program.
mhm.
So for that, we have SDRs calling our buyers and asking
What
them,
does
"Hey,
SDR mean?
sales development reps." So more professional term of like a setter. You know, setter is like what people use in our market, but like SDR is what the whole world uses. So
Mm,
um, yeah, so it is, and actually on our advertising, we pretty much break even on the 2K product. You know, we make
wow,
all our farm money on the back end on the
wow.
10,000 sales. Yeah.
Mhm,
So for that, it needs to be a very efficient sales process, you know? So we've got like sales in house as well. And our sales VP, just like we started out with like an upsell rate of like 7%. And now
mhm,
we upsell about 25 to 30% of our customers into a 10K
mhm.
product. Think about that.
Crazy, bro. Crazy. Wow. Sales system must be crazy. Um, wow. And so today, I think we got through a lot of all the offers, right? From fitness creator, SMA creator, Amazon FBA creator, Airbnb creator, Kindle creator, all collectively bringing you 50, you said $50 million. So I think overall that is good, man. I think that was a lot of stuff that we covered there, bro. Dude, crazy.
That was a
Anything else that you
lot.
want to Bro, it was a lot. Anything else that you want to plug or talk about, bro?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions about it, like I'm in that giving back phase as well. People that want extra insights, help. If you have any questions, hit me up on Instagram,
Mm,
Mr. Abdulio. Watch my YouTube
mhm,
channel. I'm
mhm.
like giving a lot of sauce there
Let's go.
for free.
Mhm.
So yeah, enjoy the content, and yeah, would love it if you guys subscribe to the channel.
Well, hell yeah, guys. Link in description. And also link in description is the school group where you guys can get so much access on how to actually go about this model that Abdul has smashed his career with. All right, guys. Thanks. Peace. All
Peace
right, we'll
out.
cut it there.